There are many ways you might describe how the future of Sertoma will look. We think that would best be described by the people and the communities we serve. We believe in the future their response would sound something like this. Sertoma is a wonderful organization to have in our community. They make a real difference in the lives of the people they help, especially those with hearing loss. Sertoma is one of those groups that do the work right. They never waste your time. They never waste your money. And my personal favorite, Sertomans are great people to be around. They really know how to bring fun and joy into service and philanthropy. That is probably not the response we would get today in many communities, even where we have clubs, as many people do not even know enough about Sertoma to have an opinion. Changing that is the focus of our plans and work. But to get there, we have to overcome the greatest barrier that every charity faces, the barriers to people's time and money. That begins by developing leaders who both understand how to overcome those barriers, but are also capable and willing to lead that work. So I want to share what Sertoma has done, its plans, and how that will impact Sertoma members. To understand where we are going, it understands to help where we are today and how we got there. To overcome the barriers to people's time and money, the first real issue has nothing to do with time or money. It has to do with why. It's not about what we do or how we do it. It's about why. People want to know, what is your purpose? What difference will my time and money make? The response to those questions is key to engaging people. If you don't connect to the values and interests of people, then how you might use their time and money is a moot point, because it always starts with why. I want to share a short video clip from a presentation by Simonson Inc., which makes a great case for why.
I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we're better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. What it proves to us is that people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple. But we're also perfectly comfortable buying an MP3 player from Apple, or a phone from Apple, or a DVR from Apple. But as I said before, Apple's just a computer company. There's nothing that distinguishes them structurally from any of their competitors. Their competitors are all equally qualified to make all of these products. In fact, they tried. A few years ago, Gateway came out with flat-screen TVs. They're eminently qualified to make flat-screen TVs. They've been making flat-screen monitors for years. Nobody bought one. And Dell came out with MP3 players and PDAs. And they make great quality products, and they can make perfectly well-designed products, and nobody bought one. In fact, talking about it now, we can't even imagine buying an MP3 player from Dell. Why would you buy an MP3 player from a computer company? But we do it every day. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The goal is not to do business with everybody who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. Here's the best part. None of what I'm telling you is my opinion.
That is just part of a longer video based on Simon's book, Start With Why, and Leaders Eat Last. Even if you have a clear and meaningful why, you still face the second major barrier. You have to get people's attention long enough to share your why. And that's not easy in our world, where we are bombarded by thousands of messages seeking to access our time and money. In this environment, formal language and data are poor tools to establish engaging communication. So if you can get a person's attention, you had better have a great story that, if nothing else, makes clear your why. Even then, not everyone will be inspired, because we all have different values, beliefs, and experiences. I mean, PETA as an organization has great stories. But since I feel PETA should stand for people eating tasty animals, I'm not likely to be inspired by their story or motivated to do something. On the other hand, a story shared to me by teachers about how junior achievement impacted a student got my attention. And the conversation that followed resulted in me giving of my time. And that's how it works. A why that connects to a person's value, engaging communication, and then finally an opportunity to access someone's time. It is at this point we face the real issues about time. First, we must understand it is the most precious thing people have to give, and we need to understand their perceptions about the use of time. One of the many perceptions we face is that membership is considered by many to be a very time-intensive commitment, much more so than other volunteer relationships. We need to be clear then about how we use people's time, and more to the point, how they are going to feel about that use. So if we are fortunate enough to have use of people's time, beware that early on they are going to be evaluating Sertoma. New volunteers and members want to see we are delivering on the why, and to be sure we are not wasting their time on other activities. If not, they will be gone. Looking at the loss of new members in our clubs during the first year tells us we have some work to do in this area. That brings us to the barriers of people's money. In the end, those barriers are really no different than those that come with time. People give because they believe in your why, and they know enough about your organization to trust you do not waste their money. Now, some people may give without that knowledge, but only if they are asked by someone they trust and respect, and that person who is already believes in your organization and has demonstrated their support by giving their time and money. This process is about as close to an undisputed truth as you will ever see. The world of service and philanthropy turn on shared belief in a why, the ability to have engaging communication, and never wasting time and money. Organizations that do this and do it well are succeeding, including many Sertoma clubs. The challenge is how to expand this success to other clubs and into new communities. That is the work that Sertoma has been engaged in for years. All you need to do is look back at our recent efforts. It began by building a strong why for Sertoma, which is our hearing health mission. We developed programs and tools that any club could utilize, and we could use to introduce Sertoma into new communities. Now, we know that many clubs have a clear and meaningful why already, but for those that don't, and the thousands of non-Sertoma communities, here are the tools for the future. A great why, though, needs supporting, engaging communication. That's why we introduce storytelling as a powerful, effective, and affordable means to help connect people to your why. And to help leverage both why and a great story, we develop Celebrate Sound. This effective tool can expand the available audience and take advantage of the technologies that drive communications in today's world. We know these strategies work. We see them working for other service clubs that borrowed the ideas from Sertoma. Yet we continue to fail. Why? Because we don't have the leaders at all levels who fully understand and are capable and willing to lead this work. Work that is very different from how we have functioned for the past 100 years. To address this, we created a process to identify, develop these type of leaders. It must begin at the community level, where people make the first decision to get involved. We understand not all will want to lead a club or work above the club level, and fewer still will want to lead at the national level. So we are building a process for those that wish to lead at any level based on their personal desire and capacity. Now, it has to be a flexible process. It has to adapt to support our older and more traditional relationships. It also has to be able to support new relationships that bring a new perspective and expectation. This plan is built on providing 3 distinct types of training and support, and these include on-demand training. These focus on individual needs for specific tasks and knowledge. One example is secretary or treasurers may need a quick update on how to do a member change or add and complete an online form. On-request trainings, these focus on the needs of a club or a group of club leaders. Think of it more of a consulting role. This is to assist clubs as they deal with larger issues. These could be identifying and refining a club's why, improving communications with storytelling, or evaluating how to more effectively use people's time. Intensives are the third. These focus on bringing groups of club leaders together from multiple clubs for whole-day sessions on targeted subjects. Now, this will not happen overnight, but it's also not just a plan. We have already taken several actions to make this new process a reality. The first of these are the pilots of the new club leadership workshop that are taking place this spring. These one-day sessions are the model for club leader intensives into the future. Based on these, we will begin hosting club intensives in the spring of 2017 in 15 to 20 locations. Our trainers and staff have been working to develop new trainings, many with the assistance of outside experts in the field of storytelling, leadership, and hearing health. Those who have attended recent national conventions had heard many of these speakers. We began training our governors and our trainers at this year's convention to support this program, and will begin creating the first of the new on-demand trainings in the coming months. To develop the leadership to support the expansion of intensives and the additional on-request trainings, the 2017 National Convention will become a 2-day intensive training for governors, trainers, FDRs, and others wanting to work above the club level. The national meeting will be moved to February so we can have the volunteers in place to accommodate intensives for the clubs planned in March and April of 2017. With a focus on serving members and clubs at the community level, this effort will require new and changing roles. These include trainers. Similar to our current trainer roles, these individuals will be developing and presenting on-demand training and supporting the club intensives. A more critical role will be their function in communication with individual members and clubs. This will be twofold. First, to identify current and future needs, and second, to help identify future leaders at the club level and those that want to do more. Consultants, another level of trainers, are those who are experienced in facilitation and are as such better prepared to provide the on-request trainings. These individuals may work face-to-face with the club or could do some of this work through technology. And consultants will obviously also serve in trainer roles as well. The third are our specialists. These are those who are trained to provide specialized support for national programs and activities. We already have a version of our specialists, our FDRs, who are the experts on the annual fund. Probably the most critical specialists we will develop are those individuals who will lead efforts to introduce Sertoma into new communities. This is a very brief overview of the work that has spanned several years of effort, but it is important that our members and those we wish to join us have a clear understanding of the vision we have for Sertoma. It is important you understand the why for the decisions we make and for the actions we ask you to take. The future of Sertoma will depend on the current and future leaders at all levels working together to overcome the barriers that limit our success. We thank you for your service and realize there are probably many questions. Please contact headquarters with your questions, and they can help arrange a discussion or response. We look forward to securing a second century of Sertoma service with your support. Thank you.